Greetings, my name is Thomas Green, and I'll be speaking with you about creating video assets for instructional purposes. So first off, let's talk about what some of the benefits are to creating video lectures and demonstrations. For students, they will have a transcript and closed captioning available to them, providing better accessibility. Also, students who missed class or missed something that you said can go back and listen again. Students can also review information and techniques multiple times if they forgot or if they couldn't remember, and they also have the access to your demonstration at any time of day, whatever is convenient or most convenient for them. So in an actual classroom, whether in person or whether in Zoom, students who might have missed that class don't have to go back and have the instructor explain it to them again. They have access to that material so they can go and learn at a time that's convenient for them. What are some of the benefits of video lectures and creating video lectures and demonstrations for you as an instructor? Well, in the long run, one of the greatest benefits is that you're going to save a lot of time. You will not be repeating these or re-demonstrating. Possibly in on-ground classes, you will do the demonstrations again, but once again, for students that have missed that class, you have this as a backup. You have an amazing opportunity to flip the classroom by having students watch these demonstrations or lectures online. Then when they come to class, they already know, so you have a wonderful opportunity to provide some sort of active learning where they can demonstrate what's happening, or you can work with them hand in hand, one-on-one, and you can also populate multiple courses with video instruction. So make that one lecture and you can populate that into multiple classes, whether you teach at multiple campuses or just multiple classes from quarter to quarter, semester to semester, year after year at the same campus as well. So the first step, I would say, in creating a great video is ideation. So what do I need? What do you need? How long do I need to make it? One of the recommendations, if you start looking online for how long video instruction should be, is about 6 to 8 minutes. So it's not very long. So one of the other considerations is, should I break it down? Should it be 1 or 2 or 3 videos maybe? How will I make it also? Is this something that you need to record on a screen, or is this something you're going to need camera equipment for? So after you've decided what equipment you have or what equipment you might need and how you might make this demonstration, then you could start scripting. So scripting can be done a couple different ways. You could just have a general outline. You could have a PowerPoint like what I'm doing here, or you could do it word by word and have an entire script if you're doing an interview, or if you want to make sure that you have absolutely every date and time if it's a historical presentation you're giving. So you might have something that's a little bit more comprehensive. The next step after you have your script and you have all the materials that you need to create your video is to go ahead and start acquiring your assets. So you have potentially 3 or 4 different types of files. You could have GIFs, you could have images, still images, you could have sound, music, and then also screen recordings or video recordings. So all these different types of files are either going to be video, still image, or sound. So those 3 types of files are generally the majority of what you would place into a video. There are definitely some sites where you can find great images that are Creative Commons or they're royalty free that you can use, and there's also the same for audio. For lighting, if you're doing a demonstration that's a hand-on demonstration, you are going to need a camera, and I would recommend some sort of tripod. If you are limited in resources and you only have a cell phone, there are ways that you can use paper clips or things at home to create a tripod, or you can buy an inexpensive tripod on Amazon for a cell phone. And you will also need some sort of lighting. So in general, with TV shows and interviews, they use a 3-point lighting technique, which has a front light, a side light, a back light, and a key light, or those are the technical terms for it. But basically what it does is it makes sure there's not any really harsh shadows that are falling or being cast, so that anything you're doing with your hands or any specific details can be seen very clearly. Once you've acquired your assets, the most important thing to do, it's not important that you have fancy lighting set up like this. What's important is that you don't have really strong cast shadows. So you might consider using something reflective, light that's coming through the window, and also maybe a lamp or something in your house to create this similar type effect. Once you have gathered all of your video assets and you've researched and found your sound or music, you can go ahead and start to edit. Generally, most editors have the same type layout. Some will be definitely more comprehensive and have more bells and whistles and different features, but the general editor workspace consists of a timeline and a preview window. In the timeline, you will be able to cut different pieces of video footage and place it into a chronological order, or the order how you would like your video to be shown. And then you can preview that video through the preview window to make sure it's all correct, and that you have the sound in the areas where you want sound, and that you have the still images or other inserts in areas where you would like them. And then you can go ahead and render that out. Here is another look at a general editor. Media is down here, still the timeline, and still the preview window. This particular editor, you can edit the clip before you place it into the timeline. So the general workflow is going to be import your clips into the editor. You're going to cut and splice and place them in order on your timeline. You're going to preview, and then once everything is placed exactly where it is, you're going to go ahead and do what's called rendering. Rendering is where the computer platform will process and combine all of those elements into one video file. Finally, from there, after the video editing is complete, you can share it in any type way that you like. I recommend YouTube. While YouTube is free with a Google Gmail account, it also has free closed captioning and other features, and it is easily embeddable, and sharing into Canvas is smooth and seamless.